This is something different. Tutorial wise, I'm not sure if we can call it a tutorial or more of an experiment. In front of me, I have an 11 by 14 oil painting that I did about a month or so ago. So some areas feel a little tacky and sticky. As you know, oil painting takes a while to dry. This was done in one go, and on top of, in addition to oil paint, I'd used a Galacide medium, which is, I guess, kind of like a petroleum distillate that would allow it to dry quicker. It's for quicker drying and retaining brush strokes. I use this instead of linseed oil, which I mentioned in the last video. I'm going to slowly start transitioning over to linseed oil, as I do have a bottle of it. But working with this, I want to try creating a glaze on top of this, where we have the painting, then we thin it down, the paint, and apply a layer over it, and it kind of changes the tone of it. And it's experimental because I really haven't done it before, and I'm not really sure how this stuff holds up. So I'm looking at the different bottles that I have, almost second guessing myself, but I'm still gonna go to it because I have so many freaking paintings that I've done just around the house. They take up a lot of room. This is 11 by 14 on a gesso board. Anywho, so I'm going to take my brushes. I had just done a painting before this. I'm going to kind of clean them off. We're going to use this to apply our mixture, our paint and our medium, our thinning. Then we'll take a paper towel to kind of wipe back and lift different spots. Right now on my palette, I just have black, white, Venetian red, sap green, and ultramarine blue. But I think I will add something to really experiment with it. Let's see what we have. I apologize to y'all for not being super prepared for this. Kind of just jumping from one thing to the next, like I said. There you go. We got a vermilion, so we'll see what happens. Just gonna put a little bit out. I don't think I'll need a lot. Let's just dive in. I'm gonna mix that with the vermilion. Get some more of this medium down. Unfortunately, the website isn't the best. And I think for all mediums, like besides linseed oil, the instructions, for me at least, don't seem super clear. So I'm not really sure. Like this one had talked about thinning with a solvent and all that. I don't want to do that. Okay. I may need a bigger brush. Let's see if I have a bigger brush that I can use. Those guys are too soft. Unfortunately, we'll have to go with this for right now. Then, if I understand correctly, we can wipe back and lift where we don't want it. We should be able to soften this. Let's try with a darker color. Let's get ultramarine blue, kind of a black. We'll put that over here. Okay, this I think is too thick, but take it and rub it out. And there we go. So I kind of think it's a back and forth, just another stage where the painting that's already there stays in place and we can kind of adjust our colors over it. I think it is meant to be more dramatic. And I just might be kind of timid. Let's see. I don't want to use up all my medium. Ultramarine blue. Okay, so we have a good soupy mix. If I want to darken up spots on this tree, let's just go to town. Let's just see what happens. Try to let loose. And if I ruin the painting, I ruin the painting. It is not the end of the world. Seems shinier. Let me see if I pick it up with the paper towel and apply it in that fashion. Let's try Venetian Red, which is an opaque color, which I don't think you want to glaze with opaques at all, but I'm kind of curious what's happening here. Okay, so that's Venetian Red right there with a little bit of this medium. Let's just drive through the other side. That's where I put the vermilion before. I may be too rough with the wiping. Let's bring it down here. Let's see what happens. It may be something where you just glaze and glaze and glaze and just do it over and over again. Oh, why did I put that there? Let's just put a little blue. And we'll see. That just wipes right off. Okay, I'm gonna grab, let's grab black. With that mix, put it right in here, as if we wanted to darken up these spots. Then it seems like that's being retained more. May need a higher concentration of pigment. Let's darken up these dark spots. All the shadow areas. Maybe what might have to be done is use an umber type color in the future for these. Let's say these are all the dark spots. This is mixed with that medium of black. Okay, let me take my other brush before I start wiping. Medium, sap green, white, and put this over lighter spots, and let's get more medium in that. But I think we do have a higher concentration, so let's see what happens when we try glazing this, like kind of wiping around with it. I don't know what's taking, I'm sorry about that. It is this bottle back here. No, it's not. Okay, so it does seem to darken up. It seems to work with the black. I do not know if we have done much difference overall. It is experimenting. That's obviously what it's all about, is experimenting and figuring out what works. I just might have to study up more on it. Or like I said, maybe it's a very subtle effect, or I'm not using something that would be pow in the face with it. Well, we see where we're at now, so let's take a mix with this, with Venetian Red. And let's go over all this with that mix. Excuse me. I think I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to do some more research. I'm going to look at the beginning of the video. I'm going to rewatch this video and see how things change throughout. And I do see like a redder change with that. I did see some effects with the black, but I think there's a lot more that needs to be learned, or maybe the medium that I'm using is not the best for this, but we'll get it figured out. Well, on that note, I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you'll have some insight for me, and I will see you all soon. All right, have a great day.